All right, brother, we are live.
Look at that, live. Live is not even Memorex. That's amazing.
That's right, and we haven't done a live in a hot minute.
We haven't. It's about time we do it. I think today's a great day, and probably since we are, let's do it.
It's always a good day to have I guess we'll call this a absolute mini rack no stack. How's that?
Yep, that's a mini rack no stack. I like that. That's amazing. That's amazing. So as you can probably hear with a little bit of show noise, I'm here in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Construction Rollformer Show. Can you believe that?
I cannot believe it. The last time that I was at a Rollforming show, we were actually in Cincinnati.
We were at the Duke Energy Center. Yeah, we had a good time there too, didn't we, brother?
We really did. And so I have a big question to ask you, Randy.
Yes.
First and foremost, how many people are doing lives other than you?
There would be, let me count on zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you, I'm going to keep asking you. I always use you as the kind of quintessential, brand ambassador that's out there doing the hybrid stuff. Why are people not doing video, Randy?
I don't know. It's a good question because, Liz and I have done probably 7 or 8 videos that we're posting to the, Let's Chat with Randy Chaffee YouTube channel that we're trying to build directly for the industry, right? And it's so easy to do, takes so little time, and we've been doing just shorts, 1 to 2 minutes. Just a quick, hey, what you doing? How's the show treating you? What do you guys do? Boom. I mean, it's so quick and easy to do. And I think it brings double value, right? It brings value to us and to our product, but it also, our brand, right? But it also helps 10, 12, 15, 20 other people, bring some recognition to them. So I don't know why, because it's really pretty simple and easy to do. And it's a lot of fun.
No, it is. And just to let you know, Randy, just for a second there, you were off the screen, you were froze. So it's okay. I mean, this is yet another reason why I guess people don't go live sometimes, is they're
Right.
worried about, something is going to happen. You messaged me right before the broadcast about links.
Exactly.
Really, the background's nice on both of our videos.
Yep.
These are the mugs that God bless us with.
You get what you get, right?
I mean, here's the thing. As long as you can hear and you can get the point across, like I said, we had a couple snafus there. We're live.
Exactly. It happens.
But people need to do this. So, I mean,
they do.
Give me 3 examples of things that have happened to you and I since we've been doing video live, Randy.
Good things or bad things?
Well, I'll tell you what. give me the pros and cons of doing live video.
Well, the pro obviously is the fact that most people don't do live. So being live at the show, letting people hear the sound of the show, hear the background noise, I think it does bring you a man on the street kind of view, which I think is good. The con to it probably is what we just had a second ago. You're going to have a little snafu down there, right? You can't control. The nice thing about doing recorded, right, is you can go back and fix it if you need to. You can stop, fix it, edit it. Live, there's no editing. It is, we get what we get. If I go dumb somewhere, I go dumb, and there it is, right? Which I'm capable of. But I don't think there's any negatives to it. It's just it's easier. We've fallen away from lives, as you said, because it's easier to have multiple guests. It's easier to set rack and stack days. It's easier for your schedule because you're a pro at what you do. I'm doing a lot of other things besides just doing these. So I think the rack and stack recordings work well for that, but there's still nothing about the vibe of a live, which falls into another thing I would say, which is you and I are both big in virtual, right? We love virtual. We love everything about the force multiplier effect of virtual, the visibility equals opportunities effects that you get being virtual. But there's still nothing better than glad handing, bro hugging, face-to-face chatting, right? But video is the next best thing if you can't be there live, or face-to-face, I should say. And live is a step better yet, right? Because right now, whoever we're talking to right now, we're talking to you live. I mean, it's literally, I'm seeing people walk by, giving a little wave to people now and then. It doesn't get any more than real than that, hey guys. So it's good stuff.
It's absolutely good stuff. And I think that, something else that it does is, we had Carson Hetty on the phone, or on the interview, I should say, on the show. and that day you weren't able to be on, that
Right.
particular broadcast because there was some sort of technical difficulty. But we kept the video going. We still did
Right.
it, and the reason that we did that was because you have to be, I guess, considerate of the guest time as well.
Right.
So, because you and I both do these things, it was a situation where we were able to go through and still do the video. So, and I want to bring somebody up because this is somebody that has started doing podcasting as well. Our buddy and pal Tim Lord.
Right.
Tim will tell you, I'm sure, that there's times when he was putting together his podcast that he was probably ready to, pull his hair out. He asked
Right.
some stuff about, equipment. I'm sure he asked, many other people. But if you've ever seen his location, Tim doesn't do anything half. He does
Right.
everything full. And so, but the thing is he's doing it. He didn't, say, hey, I'm going to go and have somebody else come in the studio and do it and pay them. I'm going to teach the staff how to do it. And so he just kept on going through and failing forward. And I think that is probably if there's two words that we can put with video, it's failing forward.
Exactly.
When you wanted to do your podcast, there was a couple times where you said, hey, Wes, I think I'd be more comfortable if we did it here and here. And I said, no, we got to do it here because your first will be your worst. And,
exactly.
And, there may be still times where, something happens and we may fall a little bit behind on something. But at the end of the day, something I'm trying to get out of my vocabulary is, we do it. And
right, exactly.
I wish there were more people around the Rollforming show that are doing it. Now, you said you're doing it. I know that Gary's walking around doing videos, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't count him because it's his show, but
it's his show, exactly. Yeah, and being here has been fun. We've got at least 2, if not 3, past guests that we've done some videos with. Really, we did one with Ray Gage from Gage Bontrager. We do one with Gary in a little bit. Just got done doing one with that I don't think we've dropped yet with Wayne Troyer from AccuForm. Wayne was on with us down in Cincinnati. It's at the last Rollformer show that we was at, or 2 Rollformer shows away down in Cincinnati. Just got done doing a couple with Meet the Editors because, as you know, I'm blessed to be able to write for several of the magazines that Shield Wall produces. And so I did a couple of Meet the Editor videos just a few minutes ago. So, it's really a good way, I think, if you're especially in talking as a rep, right, and doing what I do. It's a way to expose people that can't make the show. If you can't be here today or this year or whatever the case may be, it's a way to bring them a little flavor of what the show is, right? They see a little feel for it. And a lot of people worry about whether it's live or video. Well, there's some noise in the show hall. Somebody may walk by and say, hey, if they walk by and say, hey, I just wave at them and say hi. Because and you hear a little din from the show hall. Occasionally you might even hear a announcement or something that comes across. But that's okay because we're not in a studio. We're not supposed to be in a studio. It's really man on the street, right? And I think that is a really fun part of what we're doing. And that's why we're trying to do a bunch of them today for the YouTube channel, is just get that man on the street feel so that today, now live or later if you look at it, or when you go to either Building Wins Live or the YouTube channel, you get a feel for the show. And maybe you want to come next year if you've never been to the show, right? It's all about giving back to each other, right? And it's just a good time. And it's just another way to market yourself. And I would say if you're an attendee of a show, it makes sense. And I come to it from a point of being a vendor, right, an exhibitor. But if you're an attendee of the show, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow in a talk that I give about how to work a trade show from both sides of the aisle. And if you're an attendee, why not do a video or 2 with a couple of your favorite suppliers that you're talking to at the show? Let your customers, your followers know that you're out learning more about the industry, right? You're out being active, being involved, learning. There's nothing better, I think, if you was, in this case, a Rollformer, and you're here at the show, and you shoot a video from 2 or 3 or 4 vendor booths in just 2 or 3 minutes saying, hey, I'm here with XYZ company, they're my favorite supplier of whatever the product may be. That just shows your customer that, man, these guys are active, they're involved in the industry, and they care, right? And it's such a cheap, easy way to promote your business with little effort.
Well, I want to give 5 edifications if I could.
Okay.
Because this is something that, the other reason that we do this, Randy, is to give the edifications to the people that make this happen, because otherwise it would be you and I sitting talking to each other, and we do that anyway. So
exactly.
But the first edification I want to give is to you and Source One. I've been to the Rollforming show. I've been to other things with you, and I know the way that you go through and treat your customers and your clients. They aren't customers and clients as much as they are family. They shake your hand. They show you pictures of their kids. They talk to you about either their grandfather that started, their father, or their child that is now going to be in the business. And you have seen almost every one of them in those generations, and somebody that hasn't been in a situation like that where you're kind of, I'm not going to call it politicking, because I don't think you treat it that way. I think you just treat it that way because they're friends. But when you said before about there's nothing like seeing people live, you do that so well that it should be an art.
Appreciate that, but
it's just true. I mean, I'm not blowing smoke at you. It's true. The second edification I want to give is to Gary, Gary Reichert that runs the show. Outstanding. He could not be a better host. He grabbed us by the arm, took us through the aisles, took us over to your booth, showed us the various magazines and his staff that's working hard, and then took us over to what I am going to say is probably one of the best buffets I've ever seen put out for a family. And the reason he does that is because he is very family oriented with the people that come to that show. Outstanding guy. Aside from the show, one of the very first people to go through and comment and like, and I'm actually going to say 6 people, because the other 2 people you just mentioned from Gage Bontrager is just that, Ray and
Gary.
Gary. Yeah, too many Garys running around.
I got you, exactly.
But they know how to treat people right and go through. But then you were just talking about trade shows from the different sides of the aisle. I have to give a shout out to our brother and pal Ben Gay III. We're going to be working on a version of or a volume of the closers with just that, working show floors and all the different things they're about it. And it's going to be you and I collaborating with Ben. But then I got to give you something that you're too far away, so you can't enjoy it. And I have to imagine that you're getting something at your location as well. But we were fortunate enough the other day to have Paul Boyles on the phone or on the show on Building Wins. And today, out of nowhere, I get a knock on the door, and I got to show you this, Randy. I got a pie from Paul. Thank you, you rock. Now,
love it.
Now, this is a gentleman that was on the show. I'm producing.
Hey, that's right. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm producing and directing behind the scenes. I might have talked to Paul for all of 10 minutes, and then I get a pie that it wasn't a thank you note. It wasn't a text. It was he had to go out of his way to find a local vendor and send me a pie. Now,
exactly.
I mean, does it get any better than that?
It does not get any better than that. And you're right. I have something coming when I get back that I had to. Let's say it might be something to do with Dr. Pepper that has to be signed for. Dr. Pepper. But not on 2 things with that with Paul. Not only just the gesture to do it, which is incredible and tells you what kind of guy he is, but he, I know from my standpoint, he listened to the conversation we had about being together, get together when I'm in Knoxville for the National Frame Builders Association show coming up in April. And I mentioned, A, I'd like to get on the football field if we could make it work. But B, we're going to have to grab a glass of Dr. Pepper or 2 together. And it's like he paid attention. He listened, right? And hey, Milt, and sent that. right? And he knew that you obviously like pie. How do you not like pie? Everybody likes pie. And
You just
so,
looked at me, right?
no, okay, I wasn't going
That
to
guy
say that,
wants
but
pie. That's what
that guy wants pie. Send West pie. Yeah, but no, you're right. Some really, really great stuff, man. And you're
well,
right.
I listen quite a bit to Gary Vaynerchuk over the years, and when he was first getting started, he talked about sending a guy a jersey that was signed that he got off eBay, and just said, "Hey, I appreciate you. If there's ever anything I can do to help you, let me know." It ended up being, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of wine orders, and it was just because of a gesture that
Right.
I truly believe had nothing to do with expecting to get something back.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is where the true, kind of shtick. I know you have a hard time saying that,
I know I can't say it.
but the act of giving without ever expecting anything in return.
Exactly.
And I got to tell you, if you go to paulboyles.com, you can see everything that Paul does. But that was something that warmed my heart today, because you hear these stories about, someone standing in line at a steakhouse, and then that steakhouse seeing someone leave out of line and literally calling every other steakhouse in the mall and saying, "Hey, if you see these people, don't tell them that the meal's on me." And you think that didn't happen. Well, let me tell you, that pie happened.
Yes,
it come to my door, and it was from somebody that for all practical purposes could have just sent a thank you for taking care of me on the show and left it at that. But he
exactly.
took above and beyond measure, and we could all learn a big lesson from Paul Boyles today with that, because it made my day.
Exactly. That's good stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's great stuff, man. And that's what it's all about, brother. So, well, listen, I am going to go work the show. As I do.
You got to get chapters for the closers book.
I know. And while we're talking about it, is that exciting? That we can't not do this without, I got to say it again. We're writing a book, you and I together, with Ben Gay III.
Yeah, I got to do this every time. Every time we say it, I think, what?
I know.
We are?
I know.
Wes and Randy?
And you still remember when he told us about that, or asked us if we would like to do it, or told us we were going to do it, or I want you to do it, or whatever the words. A little bit of all. I think we're both looking at this. We looked at each other because we had Ben on. It was pre-show or post-show, and we had him on one of our podcasts. And I think we're both looking at each other like, okay, I think he just asked us to write a book, The Closers Series number 6. I think he just asked us to do that. But I think we were both looking at each other like, is this a joke? I mean, is there a punchline somewhere, right? I mean, and then it was like, it's real. So I mean, it's good stuff, and we're gonna bang out a good one, because you have to for Ben, right?
Well, I'm going out to Fab Tech in Orlando here in just another month, and doing the exact same thing you're doing. Shaking hands, kissing babies for Mighty Line. But we have a lot of information that's going to be going into that book that's going to contain as much of what we've just been talking about, Randy. Which is, going above and beyond, and not just sitting there like a bump on the log. There's plenty of people that will do it. Probably people where you're at. Unfortunately, but go above and beyond, and just build wins. I mean, that's the big thing. That's what this whole show's about.
That's what it's about. And that's what we're doing today. And that's what I'm going to go do right now, is go build some more wins. What do you think, brother?
I think that's a great one. And guys, we can't thank you enough for being on the show today. But until we talk to you, have a dynamite day. And Randy?
Yeah, that's it. Appreciate you, Wes. Love you, brother. Appreciate everybody watching, catching this. Keep building wins, man. That's what it's all about. Right. Love what you do. Do what you love. You know it. Live it, love it, own it. And what do I always say? Go make today your best day ever. Till tomorrow.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.